Perfect. To fix my wig, let me just fix my wig. Guys, this wig is not secure. So, hey y'all. Hey everyone. Welcome. I'm just waiting for more people to show up. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Hey Neo. Hey girl. Oh, thanks girl. Yes, I try. So, anyways guys, y'all, before I get started, before I forget, I'm just gonna say really quickly what lipstick I'm wearing because I know somebody's gonna ask me. This lipstick is probably coming off a little bit peach or orange on this camera, but guys, it's not orange, I promise you. It's pink, and the color of the lipstick is Twig by MAC. And usually if I'm on camera, if I'm not wearing a red lipstick, I'm usually wearing this, or I'm wearing just a pink matte lip liner. And I wear the matte lip liner if I have to wear a mask, so in my little purse I have like this mask that I wear when I go out. Thanks Emily. Y'all, I dress up for you guys, okay? I dress up for you guys because I swear to God, I don't be looking like this. I be looking busted at home. And I guess I got kind of lazy, especially with the pandemic and everything. But, sometimes you do have to, get up and make an effort, ladies. So please do get up and make that effort. So, yeah, because people ask all the time, every time I upload a video, someone is asking, what lipstick are you wearing? All right. Why am I getting notifications on Facebook? I don't even know. Anyways. Hey Nadia. Nadi. Hey girl. Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about ghosting. And we're gonna talk about how to deal with ghosting, because a lot of people still don't know how to deal with ghosting. And again, if you haven't been doing the shadow work and you haven't been working on your female ego, when you get ghosted, it's going to it's gonna be a blow to your ego, basically. And I know how that feels because I've been there so many times in my life. But I'm gonna talk about how to deal with it, because there's so many reasons why a guy will ghost. And I promise you, ladies, I promise you, and 9 out of 10 times that is not your fault. So let's just get that out of the way. 9 out of 10 times, if a guy has ghosted you, it's not your fault. And yes, I know it's one thing to be ghosted by a dusty, but it's another thing to be ghosted by, a quote-unquote high-value man. This necklace is gorgeous. Where is it from? This was a gift. Thank you, Neil. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said before, I promise you, ladies, 9 out of 10 times it's not your fault. So what about the one time that it is your fault? And usually, if a guy ghosts you because of you, usually from my experience, what I believe that happens is lack of mystery. So you went on the date and you talk way too much, you reveal too much, and it may have turned him off. And that's usually one of the only reason I can think of why a guy would ghost you, if for some reason the reason is because of you. So again, if you have been going on these dates and you have been mysterious, you haven't been talking too much, etc., and you still get ghosted, then you have nothing to worry about. Because like I said, and I'm going to keep saying this, 9 out of 10 times, it is not your fault. I promise you. Okay? So, if you are still, and again, in the 21st century, what is lacking when it comes to dating, the dating and courtship and stuff like that, what is really lacking is mystery. So, just learn how to be more mysterious. I think Shira uploaded a video recently on how to be more mysterious. So go check out that video. Oh, by the way, as you guys are now coming in, I want to remind you guys, we are going to be, our weekly Patreon meeting is on a schedule. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about social climbing. That's going to be our topic, and we're going to talk about how to, get past hurdles that may be preventing you from, social climbing or networking effectively. So if that's a topic that you are interested in, make sure you sign up to my Patreon if you haven't already. The link is in my description. If you're watching here on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. So come join us and let's have a discussion. So yeah, that's an announcement I wanted to get out of the way. So back to the topic. Anyways, so you guys are probably wondering, why have I revisited the topic of ghosting? The reason for that is because I'm still getting people DMing me, and I'm still getting people in the consultation worried about getting ghosted. And the thing is, I know getting ghosted by a dusty, it's very easy to get over that. But these women are reporting that they are taking on these amazing dates. The guy is paying for everything. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. You get to order anything off the menu. The date was amazing, etc. Yada yada. But he said, and then of course he would be like, well, I had a great time. I can't wait for us to do it again. And then he doesn't call, and then weeks go by and you don't hear from him. So if that happens, just avoid to go inwards, which a lot of women do. Don't go in, don't internalize what happened. And again, I'm going to say it again, it is not your fault. And do not torture yourself with thoughts about not being enough. Maybe I made a mistake, maybe I should have dressed better, maybe I should not have worn that wig, maybe I should not have worn that perfume, maybe if I was skinnier he would have called me back, yada yada. All these excuses and these things that we torture ourselves with, these thoughts. All of these thoughts are useless, pointless, counterproductive. It's not going to help you. It's not going to get you anywhere. So if you get ghosted, all you have to do is just move on and deal with it. Work on your female ego, because I know it's a blow to the ego, but once you have worked on that and you realize that it's not your fault and it's his loss, it is so much easier to get over ghosting, especially if you thought the guy was a catch. And also, if you feel like, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Please bear with me, this is a live video, y'all. If you feel like maybe it was because of you, or maybe it was something that you have done, I believe that the reason that you may have felt that way because of this ghosting is because you may have been putting that guy on a pedestal. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow on the Patreon meeting, because what a lot of women do, especially when they're starting to network and meet wealthy people, meet more important people, more influential people, they tend to put these people on a pedestal, and that can hinder your growth and your social climbing. It can hinder you. It really does. It really would. You really have to see yourself as equal to them, or see yourself as good enough, and know that you have value. Let me read this comment. We should stop doubting ourselves. They probably ghost because they can't smell the desperation. That's a good point, Emily. Hey, Emily, that's a good point. Maybe, and I wasn't even thinking about this, because the people that I was talking to, I guess the word desperation did not come up. So maybe you are definitely onto something, because if you, and again, it doesn't have to be them. Maybe it's your subconscious. Maybe you got to remember that everyone is you pushed out. And of course, again, I have to go spiritual. Sorry about that. It is what it is, because this whole level up hypergamy thing is not just putting on a wig and a lipstick and going out. No, it's more to it than that. It's a lot of inner work that you have to do, a lot of shadow work, a lot of changes, a lot of sacrifices, and so many things that you have to do in order for you to get to the next level. The truth about women, the female ego. I like that. We can talk about that. We can definitely talk about that on the Patreon, Emily. That's a good one. And I'm going to invite you as a guest speaker. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, if you have desperate energy, ladies, it is going to hinder you. I said female. That's okay. You know, it's okay. It's in the right context, Emily. That's fine. It's in the right context. You didn't use it in a derogative term or anything like that. So don't worry about it, girl. Yeah. So you've got to work on your feeling of not being enough, and also maybe you have abandonment issues. Maybe you have attachment issues. Um, And again, if you have these issues, it stems from fear. I promise you, it stems from fear. So if you're still dealing with fear, you gotta work on it, and you gotta deal with it. You gotta go in there and fix it, fix the problem from the root. Because dating shouldn't be that stressful. It shouldn't be the cause of so much anxiety. It should be fun. I promise you, when I started dating, like really dating and enjoying myself, instead of going on a date, and this is what I would do back in the day. Like, I would go on this date and I would be like, oh my god, this guy is the one. I really like this guy, blah blah blah. And in my mind, I will actually see myself. I would picture myself in the future with this guy, dating him, getting married. I was a mess, y'all. I would do that stuff to myself, and I promise you, ladies, if you're still doing this, you are torturing yourself. Do not start visualizing or start seeing this guy in your future just after one date. That is not healthy, and you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Okay, so don't do it. So I would do all that stuff, and then of course, when I get ghosted, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? What did I do? What do I have to do to get a guy to stick around? Blah blah blah. I would literally be talking. I would literally be torturing myself. Neo said, oh my god, that's most women. Yes, a lot of women do that. So first of all, do not go on these dates with these expectations. Because if you're going on those dates with these expectations, honey child, you are just going to disappoint yourself. The last thing, because I promise you, if you get on that date and you are calm, collected, confident, you show up looking good, smelling good, sounding good, doing everything you were supposed to do according to the book, Get Into I Do. If you do all of that stuff, you engage his five senses. How do I get him back? Once you engage his five senses, and you do what you're supposed to do, and you don't go on there and talk your whole life story and attempt to trauma bond with this guy, then that's all you have to do. Because again, dating is not easy. Dating is a lot of work. It really is. And a lot of women come back to me and they say that it is draining. And then of course, you using up all that energy, all that time, you're putting on your makeup and you're getting ready, you're getting dressed, you're looking beautiful, only to get ghosted. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of women that are way more beautiful than us, than you, that get ghosted. So it is not you, okay? 9 out of 10 times it is not your fault. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And if you pick up the attitude that it is his loss, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. As long as you did what you're supposed to do, you're fine. Move on. Okay? So another reason why you may or may not be struggling with dealing with ghosting is you do not have a roster. And I know you guys are already thinking, yes, Maria, we know about the roster thing, blah blah blah. Yes, I know you guys know, but you guys would be surprised how many of y'all don't have a roster. You don't have 3 or 4 guys that you date, that you see on a regular. You're not sleeping with them, because that is not what multi-dating is about. Okay. It reminds me of the story where a woman sent more than 100 messages to a guy after their date. Yes, I saw that. That was like about 2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it? That was insane. That was crazy. That poor guy. Anyways, yeah, if you do not have a roster and you're not seeing more than one guy, then you're going to get attached to that guy. Because with women, we are women, and of course we do get attached, even without sex. It happens. Which is why I always tell you guys, do not invest emotionally and do not start fantasizing about a future with this guy, because I promise you the only thing he's fantasizing about you right now is having sex with you on your back. That's it. He's not fantasizing about you being any water. Sorry guys. Anyways, I can't believe she thought I was okay. That was not okay. Anyways, like I was saying, I promise you, this guy is not fantasizing about having babies with you, those little baby footsteps walking around the house. He's not fantasizing about marrying you. He's not fantasizing about none of that stuff. He's fantasizing about getting in bed with you. And a lot of guys, and guys, you remember when we spoke on the Patreon and we talked about the reasons why men date and men don't date for marriage. Most men, like literally 90% of men, okay, let me say 80%. I don't want to, okay, like 80% of men right now are not dating for marriage. They are dating for sex, especially if you're meeting these guys on dating sites like Tinder, Bumble, etc. There she is. There who is? Hey, MJ. Oh God, I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, girl. Yeah, most men are not dating for marriage, and as long as you get this through your head and you understand this, it becomes so much easier. And how do I know most men are not dating for marriage? Because we did a poll on the Patreon. We talked about this. Okay, you ladies remember, those of you who were there. I asked everyone in all your life since you have been dating, and especially if you haven't been on the Patreon and you're listening right now, especially if you're over 30. Write in the comments how many times you have been proposed to, like an actual proposal that someone actually wanted to marry you. Because this was my reality before I got married, okay? Listen, I was dating and dating and dating, and I dated a lot of guys. I've even been in long-term relationships, etc. until I got married at 33. It's been 8 years since we married. I'm 42 years old now. Yeah, I was 33 going on 34 year old. Listen. Anyways, I can count on one hand how many marriage proposals I got in my entire life. So if men were out here running around dating for marriage, you would be getting so many marriage proposals, you would just get tired of it. Okay? And in all my life, I had 3 proposals. And I said yes to 2 of them. One of them didn't work out. It just ended. It ended as just an engagement, because of infidelity, yada yada. Back in those days, that stuff was important to me. And anyways, that was a long time ago. I was still in my 20s. The other proposal, I said no. And the third one, I said yes. So I said yes to 2 and 1 to no. So I got 3 proposals in my entire, well, actually no. I wouldn't even say that, okay, I wouldn't even say that my husband proposed to me, because he really didn't, so he asked me to move in with him, and I told him, because you guys already know the story, I told him that I am not going to live with a guy that I'm not married to. And then a month later, he came to me and he was like, okay, well, let's get married. So, yeah, that was the proposal, that was it. But anyways, someone said one time, okay. Yeah, so only 2 people replied in the comment. They date to secure sex. The catch is marriage doesn't guarantee it. Exactly. It really doesn't. But yeah, that is one of the reasons, that is the main reason, the number one reason why most men are out here dating, which is why they get so triggered when women are talking about multi-dating. Because I do not know if you guys remember when we were having that conversation on Clubhouse. There were guys, well, we were talking about multi-dating, and there were guys that were so triggered in that room. They were triggered because they thought because we were multi-dating, they thought we were dating like them. They thought we were out here dating and just having sex. So if a guy is dating for sex and that's what he wants, and he goes on a date with you, and maybe he 1 date, 2 date, by the 3rd date he doesn't get the sex that he's looking for, of course he's going to ghost you, because especially if especially if that was his intention. So you shouldn't get offended, and you shouldn't internalize none of this stuff, and you shouldn't question yourself and doubt yourself, ladies. You are enough. You are doing great. You are doing what you're supposed to do. If you get ghosted, guess what? It is what it is. It's his loss, and you just move on. He got straight to the point. Yeah, he did. So, and I hope you guys understand that, because honestly, the whole psychology of ghosting, I mean, there are so many articles about ghosting. There are so many, gurus telling you what to do when you get ghosted. And of course, this is another thing. Aside from the internalizing, what a lot of women do, they call the guy up or they text him. Listen, if a guy ghosts you, and you call him to find out why you get ghosted, I would be embarrassed if I were you, okay? I'm just saying. Do that, because when you do that, what you're doing, and again, according to the book, The Rules, we talked about this, we reviewed the book on the Patreon, guys. The Rules, according to the rules, and that's a good book, because I would recommend anyone to read that book, because it's going to help you set healthy boundaries when dating. So if you haven't read that book, read the book. My cousin is here, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I don't want to end the live, but my cousin, the one that did my hair, but I'm wearing a wig right now. But anyway, you guys can see my real hair in my stories. He puts you in a position to chase. Yes, he really does. You hope you don't miss too much. Don't worry, girl. I'll upload this on YouTube. You will be able to catch the replay. What book did I just? Okay, the book I talked about is The Rules and The New Rules. Where's the carrier? Push the door. Come in, Joshua.
Alright.
Yeah, come in. I don't understand what the hell is going on. You show up and then someone trying to call me. Push it in.
When she gets so calm, he got accustomed to me, you know.
Yeah, I gave my cousin a kitten and he brought him back because he's allergic, but he's so cute.
Yeah. That's why when we stay in the tent with me. But I sneeze.
Don't bounce this.
Constantly.
Okay, that's okay.
Toby.
Hey guy. I miss you. That's okay, you back. Guys, he's back.
Oh,
okay.
Toby.
Yeah.
You know this is woman's.
Yep.
Watch it how you walking in style.
Yeah, sorry about that. Y'all, guys, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, my cousin, he's allergic. He's been, had like puffy eyes, sneezing and stuff like that. So I told him to bring him back. You can have a seat by the fan.
I'm gonna bring his stuff on the car, then I'll...
Okay, no problem.
Come.
Yeah, yes, he's so cute, y'all. Anyways, guys, I forgot what I was talking about. Yes, someone asked about the book. The name of the book is The New Rules. If you are, by the way, if you are already a member in my Patreon or in my group, it's in the file section, or you can listen to the replay on the Patreon. But yeah, when you text a guy who ghosted you or call up a guy who ghosted you, what you're basically doing is reminding this guy that you exist in the most pathetic way ever. That is really pathetic. It's embarrassing. You are better than that. You are a high value woman, and you are not out here chasing no damn guy that ghosted you, because that's just raggedy. Don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, what I wanted to talk about when it comes to ghosting. And of course, ladies, remember, you take the masculine role by chasing him. Exactly. You guys are so smart. Exactly. You take the masculine role by chasing him. I'm reading the comments, y'all. Yeah, so ladies, don't do it. It's not worth it. And a high value woman is not out here chasing a man that doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And let's say you call him and he decides to meet you up, go on a date with you or whatever. What you're basically doing, you are prolonging something that should have ended a long time ago. So just don't do it. Do yourself a favor and do some self-care, do some self-reflecting, do some shadow work or whatnot, whatever you gotta do to improve yourself, because if you are a high-value woman, you are not out here chasing and texting men that ghost you and to remind them that you exist. He knows you exist. I promise you, he knows that you exist. You ain't got to remind him. He just doesn't want to see you. That's it. Jessica Holland said, I'm still single and childless because I refuse to settle. And you know what? I don't blame you, because you know, if when you settle, what what ends up happening is that you are going to eventually regret your decision. It's going. I promise you, because I've been there. One should be embarrassed to even think about it. You would be surprised how many women do it, and like they would try to um text him in this innocent way, like, you know, pretend that they send the wrong text to the, you all, it's pathetic. Like, you would be surprised by what women do when they're chasing a guy. It's really embarrassing, and if you do not want to be in that position, okay, like, don't do it. How do you feel about interracial dating? I support it. I don't have any negative opinions about interracial dating. I have an issue with the divestment community, and I might make a video about that. If you guys want me to talk about this, why I don't support the divestment community, type yes in the comment, and I'll definitely do a video or do a live and talk about it, because I have issues with women in the divestment community, but I have no issues with interracial dating. I do not believe you need to read a book or anything to interracial date. Like, that's my opinion, because I've been interracial dating before I met my husband. I've done it even before I know who these interracial dating coaches are and these divestment coaches are. Okay, so I have a serious issues with those women, and if you guys want me to talk about it, let me know. Most men will use and abuse you if you allow them to. That is absolutely correct, and I'm so glad you said allow. Only if you allow it. If you are experiencing any kind of behavior that you do not like, all you have to do is raise your hand up and be like, I do not consent to this. And you can even do it in your mind. I do not consent, and I do not wish to participate. Period. So, any questions? If you guys have any questions, I could probably stick around for a couple minutes and answer some questions. Exotically. Exoticals. Yes, okay, I'll talk about it. Okay, the next time I go live here on Instagram, I'm going to talk about my issues with the divestment community. I understand why it's needed, but it is a very... Anyway, I'll share my thoughts. I don't want to put it in this video. I'm just so attracted naturally to black men. Dating outside of my race takes effort. What tips? If it takes effort, you gotta ask yourself why. Why? Because you have to, Jessica, you have to go within and ask yourself why. And usually, a lot of what I've gathered over the years is that a lot of women, the women that are afraid of it, are usually American women, African American women in particular, because I don't have this problem with Caribbean women or African women. You know, I don't have that issue. They don't seem to have that issue, and I don't have to, you know, to deal with those women when it comes to that. The only women that seem to have an issue with it are African American women. So you have to ask yourself why that is, and then you have to go within and figure out why. Because sometimes it could be you don't feel enough, or maybe you might feel embarrassed to be. There are so many reasons, and a lot of it is psychological, I promise you. So, and again, if you do not want to date outside of your race, you do not have to. You don't have to. If you absolutely must date a black guy, Jessica, get on a plane, get on a trip to Nigeria, get on a trip to Ghana, and thank me later. Exactly. Men are men no matter what race they are. Yes, do not get stigmatized. So if you absolutely must date a black guy, get out of the United States. Just take a trip. My sister is in Nigeria right now. If you guys would like me to invite her on the Patreon and let her talk about her experience in dating Nigerian men, because she only dates wealthy Nigerian men, African men. If you guys are willing to have her get on the Patreon and we talk about it, we can do that, y'all. But you know, just give me the heads up, because I don't want to talk about anything that you guys are not interested in. Please talk about it. I don't want to hear women thinking that Brad will save them. That is so funny. That is so funny. I can't stand you. You guys, okay, great. So I'm gonna have my sister. I already had my cousin on the Patreon, Simba, and she spoke about her experience, but her experience is different. She's like a jet set girl, party girl. But we will talk about it, guys. I can also have someone else that is not my sister. I can probably message someone and have them come on and talk about it. So if that's what you guys are interested in, Brad plays games too. Exactly, men are men. They really are. So if that's the only question, I think, okay, there's one. Do you believe that we can have a Meghan Markle ending, or is it just luck? I believe that you can. I don't want to go deeper, but the external reality out there is not real. So you can create any reality you want. You can create your reality. And one of the ways to absolutely create the exact reality you want is stop paying attention to the external reality. The external reality will tell you it can't be done. It's because she's lucky. It's because, you guys heard the conspiracy theory that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry is related. I don't believe that one bit. I just don't. It's because she's light skinned. It's because she's biracial. That's the external reality. And I've heard it all. And I don't care for it. I don't. Because there was a time where I had that same type of mentality. And guess what? It's pointless. It really is. Can you please also do a video on social timing? I'm gonna be talking about that on the Patreon tomorrow. So if you would like to hear about that, go to my bio and sign up to the Patreon. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, because I don't want to put that on YouTube, because at the end of the day, nobody likes. Listen, you guys are lucky I even put this stuff on YouTube, because I believe that the topic of hypergamy should stay underground. I don't want it to go mainstream, because you all saw what happened on Clubhouse. You all saw it. I don't want it. Yes, I'm signed up. Okay, great. Well, good. We're talking about it tomorrow. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Okay, girl? They ran Asha. Who is Asha? Jessica, who's Asha, girl? You look at me. Oh, thanks, girl. Thanks, girl. I think you look amazing. I remember when you did that. Girl, you used to go live on YouTube, didn't you? What happened, girl? What happened to your YouTube channel? I think I'm still subscribed. I think I am. Take me to Hamptons. Yes, babe. Yes. Yes, it should stay underground. Yeah, I think this topic should stay underground. It really should. And the reason why Shira can get away with it is because Shira content is like for beginners, just beginners. And this is one of the reasons why my content on YouTube is beginner friendly, even though some people don't agree with it. And I'm thinking, if you cannot pay $5 or $15 to sign up to my Patreon, then you need to stay watching the beginner content, join the free group until you level up enough so that you can afford it. Because if you cannot afford the price of a coffee once a month, I can't help you. Yes, Shira 7. Shira 7 content is very beginner friendly, because what we discuss in the private group, etc., is very advanced. Because you all know it's not easy to get into my private group, because you have to pass the screening. And if I realize that you are at a beginner level, or you only just started your journey, I wouldn't let you in. I'll just send you to the free group, and I'm going to keep an eye on you. If you get in the free group and you're not posting or doing anything, and you come back 3 months later, I'm going to say, well, keep at it. She has toned it down a lot. I miss the old days. Yes, she has toned it down a lot, and it happened since that incident a few months back, which is why I believe that it should stay underground. Because how do you think I was able to fly under the radar for so long? For so long, I have a loyal audience, and I am very consistent. I get on there every single week. We have the book club and everything like that, and I've been able to fly under the radar because I'm not just putting out all the information out there to be scrutinized and for people to be like, no. Yeah. And well, I have been attacked, Jessica, but I don't care. It doesn't. I don't pay attention to it. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And when I see people try, because trust me, they do try to come in my comments and talk shit, and I'm like, oh, poor thing. Exactly, this info definitely isn't for everybody. So yeah. Jessica, do you still have oh, you mean Ashira7? Okay, I get it. Do you still have your YouTube channel? Okay, dear Miguel. Is that Charles? Okay, guys. The men use Shira7 tips against us. Things started showing up. Listen, on Clubhouse, there were men, grown-ass men, gay men, were teaching women about hypergamy. This is what happens when something goes mainstream. People bastardize it. So, again, that's why I keep it private. When we have Zoom calls, we don't even put on our camera on the Zoom calls. Most of it is, Joshua, he calling you. He come in. I'm live. You're making plenty noise.
Joshua.
Shh.
Come move your car from there. Look back on my spot.
Oh no, I think, okay, alright. I follow you. Thanks, girl. I follow you on picture. Oh, thanks, girl. That's very nice of you. Yeah, you all saw what happened on Clubhouse. That was a mess. And I was like, I do have a group. I have a group on Clubhouse, and we go on there. We have a room on there occasionally. And you guys know I love a smaller audience, because I feel like I can connect with you guys better. That's how I feel. What happened on Clubhouse? Girl. Girl. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, you guys should join the Discord and come, talk, have conversations and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the live here. I have to go live in the skincare group, so I'm going to go live in the skincare group after I'm done with these two men. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye, y'all. Clubhouse is ghetto. Y'all are going in. That is so funny. Yes, it really is. Okay, I gotta go now, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.